Hello everyone, I am Stiziro. In this video, I introduce Arbutus Biopharma. I will first introduce myself. Stiziro is Japan MENSA member. On YouTube, I mainly make video of analysis of individual U.S. stock and financial results. I'm not good at English, so the English channel is a big challenge for me. If you feel this video good, please subscribe to this channel. In this video, I introduce about overview of Arbutus Biopharma, vs Moderna and vs Acuitas. Outlook. Overview of Arbutus Biopharma. Arbutus Biopharma is a bio-venture company and holds a number of patents for LNP technology. LNP refers to lipid nanoparticles that introduce and effect diffusion into cell in bio. The company is currently in court with Moderna and Acuitas over patents for this technology. The main patents in dispute are the following three patents, commonly known as 069, 435, 127, are all related to LNP. Overview the controversy. A patent on the manufacturing ratio of LNP, which is said to have been used in the first successful mRNA vaccine during the development of the COVID-19 vaccine. Currently, mRNA can't be effective in the human body without the use of LNP technology. The controversy arises because the manufacturing ratio of the LNP technology used in the COVID-19 vaccine appears to infringe on Arbutus Biopharma's patent. The relationship with Acuitas. Acuitas was founded by former employees of Arbutus Biopharma. They were involved in the patenting of the LNP technology, but Arbutus Biopharma is patent holder. After Acuitas was established, it entered into a license agreement to use Arbutus Biopharma's patents, but disputes the agreement prohibit sub-licensing. The license has been provided to Moderna and other companies. As a result, Acuitas admit fault and in 2018, Arbutus Biopharma's claim was upheld. The settlement was reached. The relationship with Moderna. Moderna was a customer of Acuitas and used Arbutus Biopharma's technology through Acuitas. However, Acuitas was accepted the sub-licensing prohibition and is no longer able to use the technology through Acuitas. It appears that they tried to regenerate the agreement with Arbutus Biopharma. However, a dispute over licensing will lead to a patent injunction trial based on Arbutus Biopharma's claim that its patented technology was not unique. vs Moderna will be explained. First, Moderna as plaintiff initiated a trial in 2018 to enjoin Arbutus Biopharma's patent. However, Arbutus Biopharma prevailed on the highly important patent in December 2021. As a result, Arbutus Biopharma was prevailed against the patent. It is important to note that during the trial, Moderna succeeded in developing a COVID-19 mRNA vaccine. The vaccine for COVID-19, which caused a worldwide pandemic, generated huge sales revenues, and in fiscal year 21, 80 billion worth was sold. It is estimated that Arbutus Biopharma's LNP technology is used in the mRNA vaccine. Indirect evidence includes the fact that the parties almost entered into settlement negotiations and the percentage of LNP production in the first-tier clinical trials. The following is a list of the most important, but Moderna did not enter into settlement negotiations, and in February 2022, Arbutus Biopharma as plaintiff sued Moderna for patent infringement. vs Acuitas will be explained. Acuitas was litigated over this technology again since March 2022. It seems as if the issue was settled in the past, but the success of the COVID-19 vaccine was raised the issue again. Pfizer and BioNTech's COVID-19 vaccine is likewise an mRNA vaccine, and Arbutus Biopharma sent a letter questioning whether it infringed the patent. Acuitas was an agreement with BioNTech for LNP technology and provide LNP technology when manufacturing the COVID-19 vaccine. Subsequently, Pfizer also entered into an agreement with Acuitas in January 2022. If it appears that the patent was infringed, the need to contract with Acuitas will be reviewed. Therefore, Acuitas filed a complaint claiming that the technology they provided to their customers does not infringe Arbutus Biopharma's patents. Acuitas was made discoveries in LNP technology along different lines than Arbutus Biopharma. Acuitas' argument is that if it manufactures LNP technology based on this discovery, it can't be said to infringe the patent even though the manufacturing ratio is the same. Estimated license fee from Moderna. Estimate is 2 to 5% of Moderna's sales. This is based on the terms and conditions for normal license fee. Currently, Relevant Sciences, an affiliate company, is the main entity handling the license fee. Relevant Sciences required 40% of sales for regular license fee. However, in the event of a filing of patent infringement, Relevant Sciences demands 20%. Arbutus Biopharma is contractually obligated to receive 20% of the license fee earned by Relevant Sciences, or not more than 5% of production sales for which license fee are incurred. Since Moderna's sales are expected to be about 40 billion in fiscal year 21 and 22, the 2-year license fee that Arbutus Biopharma will receive is expected to be between 800 million and 2 billion. This license fee will be demanded by the resolution of the current court case. More than 90% of the court discussion of decided before court, and it takes about 3 years for the court to open. It takes time. I expect a decision around 2023 or 24, since we believe that the settlement will be settled before the trial if we consider the settlement to be a default. Licensing fees are recorded as a sales, which would be a significant increase from the current sales of 10 million. Once the license fee is demanded, a theoretical stock price increase based on PE ratio and PB ratio is expected. Calculate the theoretical stock price, since I believe it is more appropriate to focus on change in assets. I have calculated it using PB ratio. PB ratio is the price book value ratio, and basically, if the price is less than 1, it is considered a theoretical mistake. Currently, Moderna's PB ratio is 4.4, which is not a high number compared to other vaccine stocks. In this table, I will perform calculation based on PB ratio of 1 and 4.4. Currently, the stock price is $2.99. The number of shares outstanding is 145 million, and the annual cash burn is 95 million. If a 5% license fee is recorded, the theoretical share price at 1 PB ratio is $40.96, and the theoretical share price at 4.4 PB ratio is $65.83. It may vary depending on the market environment and other factors at that time, but it is a possibility. Estimated license fee from Pfizer and BioNTech. Since there are still many uncertainties here, I will not calculate the theoretical share price. I expect the license fee to be 2 to 5% of sales or less than $1 billion, the same as Moderna. The reason for less than $1 billion is because of a letter previously sent by Arbutus Biopharma that stated the reason for this is because it is claimed that currently the trial is being conducted by Acuitas, so I expected it to take a long time. I expect the case to be settled in 2025 or later. Check out Arbutus Biopharma chart for the year. The stock price was not rising significantly due to the time required to settle the licensing fee. Also, it saw temporarily whenever news was released. As soon as the situation became clear, I expect the stock price to start rising, so I basically recommended holding. The current situation and outlook. I expect to settle with Moderna first. The trial with Acuitas is expected to be protracted and there are many uncertainties. We need to pay attention to the license fee from Moderna. The risk of investing in Arbutus Biopharma. The company is currently loss-making and may raise funds through equity dilution. Hepatitis B pharmaceuticals. Arbutus Biopharma core business is also advancing into second-tier clinical trials, but there is a risk of decline if they don't work. Also, the trial could be further protracted. Conclusion: Arbutus Biopharma is a stock that is expected to have a license fee. First, a settlement with Moderna is awaited. I expect the settlement with Acuitas to be protracted, so we will focus on Moderna first. Thank you for watching to the end. If you found this video interesting or useful, please subscribe to our channel and click the like button. That's all for now. See you soon.